Hello students, welcome to financial accounting class. In the previous class we were dealing with how the goods are being sent, that is whatever is the stock of goods which are to be returned by the consignee to the consigner. Then when the consigner is accepting those goods, at what price he can accept those goods, that is at what price he should value those goods. Okay, so there are two methods to value those goods. First one is the cost price method and second is the invoice price method. Now let's look into the first one, that is cost price method. Now the consignment stock which the consignee returns to the consigner can be valued in case of 5 steps. The first one is when there is no loss of goods. Okay, when there is no loss of goods, that is the goods are absolutely fine. Okay, they are absolutely good. Then in that case, when there is no loss for such goods, then there is a particular formula to be used, and that's how you calculate consignment stock. Second one, when there is abnormal loss of goods in transit. Okay, we have seen in the previous class what is normal loss, what is abnormal loss. Okay, so we have seen it in the previous class. So if there is abnormal loss of goods, then how it is being valued? Okay, abnormal loss which is which is happened which is because of natural calamities, or which is unavoid which cannot be, I mean it is all of a sudden, for example earthquake or theft, okay, which is unknown, then that is called as abnormal loss. So if there is abnormal loss of goods in transit means when the goods are being transported, while transporting, when the goods are they are in transit, that is they are being transported, they are in on the way. Okay, so that is called as transit. So if there is any abnormal loss of goods in transit, when there is abnormal loss of goods at the premises of consignee. Okay, suppose if the goods are being stolen, okay, there is theft which has happened at the place of consignee and the goods are being stolen, then that is called as abnormal loss of goods at the premises of consignee. Then how do you value that consignment stock? Okay, there's a particular formula for this. Next, when there is normal loss of goods, and next one, when there is normal as well as abnormal loss of goods. Okay, I hope you have understood this part. That is, we value the consignment stock under cost price method in 5 steps, in 5 ways. First one is when there is no loss of goods. Second, when there is abnormal loss of goods in transit. Third, when there is abnormal loss of goods at the premises of consignee. Fourth, when there is normal loss of goods. And fifth one, when there is normal and abnormal loss of goods. Okay, now let's look into the first one, that is when there is no loss of goods. Now when there is no loss of goods, what is the formula that is used for calculation of consignment stock? Now this consignment stock is equal to unsold goods into cost price per unit plus total NRE divided by total units sent into unsold units. Now let me brief you out about this particular formula. When there is no loss of goods means when there is absolutely no loss for those goods, they are completely fine, but they are unused by the consignee. Then how will the consigner consider this stock? Okay, so what is the formula? If there is no loss of goods, then consignment stock is equal to, CS means consignment stock. Okay, consignment stock is equal to unsold goods multiplied by cost price per unit. Okay, cost price per unit plus in the bracket total NRE. What is this NRE? Non-recurring expenses. This NRE is nothing but non-recurring expenses. So total non-recurring expenses, that is NRE, divided by total units sent multiplied by unsold units. Okay, I hope you have understood this formula. That is when there is no loss of goods. Please write down these formulas, because we will be using these formulas when we are solving the problems. Okay, and basically they can be asked for 5 marks. Okay, so write down these formulas. Second one, in case of cost price method, the second one, when there is abnormal loss of goods in transit. Okay, when there is abnormal loss of goods in transit. Abnormal loss, for example, abnormal losses, suppose it happens all of a sudden, you are unprepared for it, that is called as abnormal loss. For example, suddenly there was an earthquake. Okay, or suppose if the goods are being destroyed due to fire. Okay, now that is called as abnormal loss. So if there is abnormal loss of goods in transit, suppose if the truck is moving onto the road, the truck is in transit, it is transporting, it is while the truck is moving on the road. Okay, suddenly the truck catch holds of fire, or say the truck meets with an accident, then that is called as abnormal loss. Okay, now how is the consignment stock being valued in case of abnormal loss of goods in transit? So here, consignment stock, that is CS, consignment stock is equal to unsold units multiplied by cost price per unit. Okay, unsold units multiplied by cost price per unit, plus in the bracket NRE, that is non-recurring expenses by consignor, divided by total units sent multiplied by total units, plus in the bracket NRE, that is non-recurring expenses by consignee, divided by total units received. Okay, multiplied by unsold units. Close the bracket. Okay, I'll read it once again for you. When there is abnormal loss of goods in transit, now here you need to consider both of them, that is the consignor as well as the consignee. Why? Because that is an abnormal loss. It was all of a sudden. Now earthquake doesn't plan and come. Okay, it just takes place, and then that's how there will be loss. Okay, and you're not prepared for such kind of loss, that is called as abnormal loss. So when you're not prepared, you need to this loss is going to hamper both, that is the consignor as well as the consignee. So you're going to consider here both the parties, that is the consignor as well as the consignee. Okay, so now how do you evaluate this closing consignment stock? First is, you will take the unsold goods multiplied by cost price per unit, plus in the bracket non-recurring expenses made by the consignor, divided by total units sent multiplied by unsold units, plus, okay, I have written this to the next line because I do not have space over here. Okay, so plus in the bracket non-recurring expenses made by the consignee, divided by total units received multiplied by unsold units, and then close the bracket. When we solve problems onto these, you will understand it much better. I hope you have understood up till here. The remaining 3 parts, that is remaining 3 steps, will be solving it we will consider it in the next class. All right, thank you.